Hi, Safe Jerseyans. Happy October. This is your blogger-in-chief, Matt Rooney, coming to you live from New Jersey's 6th Legislative District. It's my home district, located here in southwest Jersey. And this gentleman standing next to me is also from the 6th Legislative District. Unlike Carl Lewis, he lives where he's running. And his name is Al Richardson. Al, it's great to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, Matt.
He's an assembly candidate in the 6th District, so he's taking just a little bit of time away from knocking doors today to fill us in on how the race is going. And so, Al, like I just said, you've been knocking a lot of doors. What are people telling you?
Number one concern that I'm running across still is property taxes. The people of this area are largely homeowners, and they're getting hammered every year by an increase in property taxes, and there seems to be no end in sight. And if there's any one thing they're talking about, that's it.
Al, lately the Democrats have been putting out a lot of press releases in Trenton, trying to blame Christie for flying here, going there, not paying attention to the state's issues. They seem to completely be trying to gloss over, ahead of the legislative elections, the fact that they've controlled the legislature for 10 years. Are people making the connection between Democrat control and their lives getting more expensive?
Well, more importantly, let me just address the one issue first. They're not complaining about Governor Christie flying around making speeches in places. That's not an issue that touches on them. What touches on them is the cost of living, and more importantly, the cost of doing business in New Jersey. People understand that our regulations are too extensive, and that the cost of actually operating a business is causing people not to hire other people and causing folks to move their businesses out of the state. That's a huge concern. So when they talk about property taxes, when you ask them questions, they're really talking about property taxes, sales taxes, income taxes, permits, fees, licenses. Altogether, New Jerseyans spend $100 billion a year to run our government when you factor in state, county, local, schools, and the various authorities. That's $12,000 a head, and that is hurting, and people are beginning to understand that. And that's something the legislature has been in control of for 10 years.
And when we talk about liberal Democrat mismanagement, someplace we've seen that very acutely is in your hometown, Collingswood, in the 6th District.
Yeah, well, our mayor has gotten a new nickname. He's Junk Bond Jim Malley.
Has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, our credit rating has just taken a dive because he's gotten us involved in efforts to have the town actually develop property, luxury property. And the timing was wonderful. He put that forward, and then the economy tanked. We're left holding the bag with money we can't pay back. And as a result, our credit rating has been slammed. And this is just an example of what the Democrats have been doing. Naturally, it's a big example for me, but it spreads all over the state.
And of course, in a place like Camden County, where most of the 6th District lies, there's mismanagement at the municipal level. There's also mismanagement at the county level. And something that's going on right now kind of dovetails with the statewide consolidation discussion that we've been having, whether or not different municipalities, even counties in some instances, should pool together their resources. In this county, Camden, a lot of people have been talking about consolidating the police and different various emergent response services. But there's been a blowback from the taxpayers. What have you been hearing out on the trail?
The people of the 6th District do not want a countywide police department. They understand that what that really means is that their local forces are going to be disbanded and police protection is going to be stripped from them and shifted to Camden. They've seen through this, and they're not going to buy it. And that's why you see so many members of the Democratic establishment backpedaling like crazy. It started out as a countywide force. Now they're talking about a countywide force only for the city of Camden. But you know that sooner or later they're going to grab control of the rest. And this makes sense for the Democrats, because if they have control of the county force, then they have control over who's hired, and they have control over the patronage jobs that go with it. So this is nothing more than a power grab by them.
Yeah, and for those of you that are watching this outside of the 6th Legislative District, anything that empowers the county is something that empowers the Democrat machine, which has consequences for taxpayers, not just here, but on the other side of South Jersey in the 1st and 2nd Legislative Districts, and everywhere where George Norcross tries to exert his influence.
Well, I don't think you're taking it far enough, because...
Take me farther, further up the turnpike?
If the Democrat machine keeps control in 2011, they'll do everything they can, everything in their power. They'll abuse their power to the extent possible to make sure that Obama is reelected in 2012. So this is our opportunity to send a message not only to New Jersey, but also to the rest of the country, that we're tired of the corruption and mismanagement. We'll stop Obama, and we started stopping Obama by turning out the Democrats in 2011.
Al, when you win and you get to Trenton, what's going to be the first initiative you pursue?
First initiative is to have local control over the budgeting process. Now, currently, some people turn out for the budget process, but not many, and we don't have enough citizen input. What I want to do is have voter authority and approval over any budget at the county, municipal, school board level that either raises taxes or raises spending. And if the voters say no, the previous year's budget goes into effect. In other words, if people want to pay taxes, then fine, they should have approval over it. If they don't want to pay those taxes, that should have the final word.
What a novel concept, right? Al, final
it's called
question.
Democracy.
Well, you know,
I think we might want to try it sometime.
Sometimes I forget, because I live in South Jersey, that some people are free. It's like being on the wrong end of the Berlin Wall. But listen, I don't want to keep you too long from the trail, because there's plenty of people who need to hear from you. My final question, are you enjoying it? I don't think a lot of people realize how much work goes into these legislative races. A lot of hours of asking your friends to donate money so you could buy your yard signs and your mailers, a lot of doors knocked, a lot of functions. Is it agreeing with you?
Well, sometimes the rubber chicken doesn't go down well. But you know, the best part is meeting people, because you can never know enough people. So from that perspective, it's been a great experience.
Al, 6th District Assembly candidate, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Thanks for taking a moment to talk to Save Jersey. And one more question. If there's anybody watching this video around the state and they want to help you, even if they can't drive all the way down the turnpike to help you out on the campaign trail physically, where can they go to get more information?
Well, www.hortonandrichardson.com is our website, and they can donate through our website too. We have a secure server for credit card donations. Also, when I'm walking around, I use my iPhone, and I can take credit card donations on the fly.
There you go, the digital age. Al,
thanks.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.